today was wash day and it's raining cats and dogs, so we might as well make ourselves look wet. What's good, everybody? It's your main girl Mel, back with a hair tutorial today. This has been very highly requested. Every time I do a wet look, the crowd goes wild, and I want to share these tips and tricks with you of how I've been achieving my look. I'm not just gonna give you the tutorial, but I'm also gonna show with you the day 2, day 3, maybe day 4 if we make it that far, so that you can see how I sleep to keep sleek and how we can rework the style throughout the week. So stick with me. Without further ado, let's get to it. Oh yeah. As with most hairstyles, the best hair to start on is clean and fresh hair. Except this is actually the style in which clean hair is not required. It's probably going to be easier for you to do this on dirtier hair, because the more product, the better. We are looking to weigh down the hair to give the wet look effect, but also without being maybe as hard as a raw, maybe without looking greasy or worse, feeling greasy and oily. We're not going for oil spill. We just want to look juicy. So that being said, no need to like clarify your hair or start on really clean hair, because we're going to be dirtying it with a lot of product. Or today's also a very good day to use a deep conditioner. I'm going to do that right now. We shall remove my towel. This is actually one of the only times where a buildup is actually your friend. Actually. I'm just going ahead and applying a product that is very much moisturizing. This one's the Eva NYC 10-in-1 Made Magic Shine Mask. And by no means do you want to overdo it. Okay, we don't want to drown the strands, but really moisturized, especially hydrated curls, tend to stay a little more elongated and actually cooperate with gravity. So if you don't want to start on dirty hair like me, it's just not part of my philosophy. Do a nice deep conditioner, really soak it in there. I'm just letting this go 5 minutes. I'm gonna rinse and we're gonna come back before you get cooking in the kitchen. And I'm back. See, this is also one of the rare times that I suggest you towel dry before styling. Hear me out. We're doing a wet look. We want the hair to be wet, but I also want it to be stretched. And so I have wrapped my hair in my towel kind of flat, and now it's damp. I'm still able to work with it, but if your hair is too wet when styling, it's going to water down your gel. And if you've got curly hair, even if you don't want it to be crunchy, okay, we are still going to want to use a gel. I would prefer hair that is crunchy and don't move over that greasy look, because gel is also going to give us the look that is going to have longevity. So let me just part my hair, and I think my pits are okay, but I will have you know, to anyone wondering, I have joined the waxing committee, and so therefore I have to let these babies grow at least a couple weeks before I get them waxed. It's the perfect excuse for not always shaving. But if you're wondering if you can see a little stubble, just know that yes, I am a woman, and yes, I have body hair. You're welcome. I am also a side part girly. Okay, part your hair wherever you'd like. The thing is, even though we are doing this pretty sleek, I am not gonna go for the wet plastered to my face look. I want to lift the bang a little bit. I'll show you how we do that. But in the meantime, I'm just going to clip away this little triangular section. And actually, right before I do that, I'm gonna spray on my primer. I'm also using the Eva NYC 10-in-1. Ow! I just stabbed my eye. I just poked my own eyeball. Did I ruin my makeup? Maybe that's what I get for doing this winged liner. Anyways, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. It happened though. Fully just poked my eye out. Okay, I don't know what I look like. Where's my mirror? Oh my God, you're so lucky to be able to do your hair in front of a mirror where I have a tiny little screen. Anyways, I messed up the lashes a bit, but for the most part, I would recommend you do this hairstyle before your makeup. Yeah, okay. I have set my face to the gauze. This beat is not moving, but still. However, I would recommend that you put your outfit on if you are going to wear something perhaps with a small collar, if you're going to be squeezing into a turtleneck, and then just protect your outfit with your microfiber towel around your shoulders, so that way you don't mess up and rough up the hair later. Anyways, I was about to spray. Spray, thank you. And now clip away. That is, if you want to do that bang. And you could really use anything at this point. I like this because it's not water, it's more of an oil formula. So that is gonna help prevent the gel from getting too crispy, and it's also just gonna help protect the hair from all the product that we're gonna be applying. You're gonna notice this type of hair routine is so different from a usual curl routine, but this is a time that you can apply your oils first. So if you want, that'll help prevent the look from going too crunchy. Apply your oils and serums on the damp hair. And now, I'm just gonna distribute that. The most important styler is going to be gel. These all happen to be the shiniest gels that I would recommend. I think they do a really good job at the wet look. We've got the Curlsmith Fragrance-Free Shine Gel. This is also a strong hold. So if your hair is on the more stubborn side, stubborn as in it's coarser, or maybe a little more reluctant to cooperate with gravity, you have a lot of natural volume in the hair, you're gonna wanna go in with something a lot thicker and stronger hold, like this bad boy. However, if your hair's a lot finer and you also live in like a high humidity climate, this is a great one to use. It's very liquidy. It's the Ouidad Advanced Climate Control Heat and Humidity Gel, the stronger hold one. It's a very liquidy gel, so it's very easy to work through the hair. Love her, but I'm going to leave her. The last 2 times I did this style, I did it once with the Tresemme and then the other one with Aveda. Aveda is the one I reach for the most. This is the Nutriplenish Curl Gel, and it's so tried and true. I'm gonna use this one today, but I think that this Tresemme Ultra Define is also a good option and very budget friendly, since you do have to use, you know, like a healthy, some would argue unhealthy amount of product, right? But this is, yeah, it's the Ultra Define Hair Gel, 24-hour frizz control. It's got the 5 strong hold. Dare I say a dupe? I don't know. I didn't say it, but if you want to spray it. Okay. Anyways, now that you have prepped and you have your style product in place, we are going to start applying, and you want to do this in sections. So I'm going to start at the bottom. Notice the hair, notice the hair. It's still wet, but it's also a little dry in there. That's okay. We're damp. This is the perfect place. Now we're going to add some weight. So I'm going to take my gel, okay, and I'm going to apply pulling downwards, really from root to tip. Try to still avoid the scalp. Okay, we're still not trying to paint the scalp with product. That's really why I tend to reach for this gel. It doesn't give me any scalp irritation. I do tend to trust Aveda and salon brands a little bit more with the, with the close proximity to the scalp. That's just where my comfort level is. But I am still trying to avoid the scalp as much as possible. Just painting over the roots. And then I've been taking the Bounce Curl brush. This is their Define brush with, the infamous ridges. I really like using it for this look because 1, the boar bristles really help to smooth down any frizz. And then I like how this gives me separation. So instead of it being like this, hold on, let me show you. I could brush downwards, really smooth. I could do this, but really kind of tries to clump together. And if you've noticed, I applied gel and then I'm brushing because I really want to distribute this gel all throughout the strands so I can smooth them into submission. So that's the Tangle Teezer. And over here, watch this. Brushing downwards, down towards my scalp, rotating the brush about 180 degrees so that the side ridges can do the separating. And then I'm left with this. And you can see how it just made the curls more. Can you see? Can you see what I mean? Oh, totally. I mean, that looks pretty obvious to me. That's gonna help make the wet look a little bit piecier. But most importantly, it's gonna help with uniformity because these are going to give me the same type of curl clumps and chunks all throughout my head, which in my opinion will help with the sleekness. It'll make the whole look really cohesive. So this is the brush I'm gonna be using, and I'm going to just keep smoothing. Get the very back. And if you really want, if your hair is really stubborn, I would go in with another small layer of gel, just as like a jacket, okay? It's cold outside, it's wet, we want to protect. So I'm just gonna take a tiny bit more, smooth it over these chunks. Smooth. Oh no, my clip is not clipped. My clip unclipped. Stick! We're gonna move on to the next section and basically repeat this all the way up the head. Now I want it tucked behind my ears, so I'm going to kind of push this behind. If I want a couple tendrils, I will grab those now. And then smooth back, down. I'm rotating the brush. See how it's doing the separating? Yeah. Now we're also gonna do clipping, okay? My hands are slippery. We want to set this in place. This is going to be helpful, especially if you have poofy roots, like lots of volume in your root area. The second layer, just a touch. Final seal, not too much. A little finger coil on the tendril. You can also use your finger like a wand and just wrap it around to help mold it into place and then release. By the way, these are the best types of clips to use. You want like these duckbill clips is what we call them. And as you can see the back, everything above here now in the crown, because I don't want it to be that flat. This is where I want to manipulate the look, the appearance of the shape of my head. I am going to do the back. I don't know why my underarm looks like that. I'm kidding. I do know. I did a self tanner, and so those are looking so fucking weird, man. Ooh, that is not cute. Ooh. Ooh. I am too real on this app too often. I digress. All the hair that's behind my ear, this whole back section, this is my crown area. I am brushing from underneath just to get a little bit more lift in the root. Also more movement so it's not a helmet head. And I'm gently letting it fall. Not doing any scrunching because I want that wet and wavy effect. I'm going to clip it in place to help add a little extra weight and prevent it from shrinking. You can get lift where you want. Do this little pinch. And I'm just going to finish up on the sides. I want to leave a little tendril right here. Don't be afraid to shift your clips as needed. And finally, this face frame. I really want to make sure I'm applying super close to the root and I'm brushing up. Notice I have switched to my Tangle Teezer because I really want this to be smooth. I'm brushing up. I'm going to press my hand down and then kind of let this hair fall like so. And I'm going to continue to mold. I'm going to add a clip to preserve that C shape. And then the rest of this curl can kind of fold over top of it. This is going to be my final round of gel for that top layer of my hair. Also, I'd love to know what kind of gels you're using in your hair that have worked for you like this. Please drop it in the comment section. This is just what has worked really well for me. Nice and crispy. It is officially time to get drying. And what you could do is wrap your hair with your towel. But I personally am not going to do that because I also find that that could absorb some of your gel. I want to not touch this cast at all. What can I say? It's a great day for hands-free diffusing. I'm going to use my diffuser just like a hood dryer and not touch her. Now the other tool you can use if you have it is the wide tooth comb attachment for your blow dryer to really get in the roots. But your roots, see how we started on damp hair? The hair wasn't soaking wet, my scalp isn't soaking wet, but if yours is, if you want to be safe and dry it because it's not good to let it kind of fester and be really moist and damp all day, then this is a great way to get right in the nooks and crannies and dry your scalpies. Okay, and believe it or not, you probably won't believe me, but this is actually dry, hence the wet look. And what I want you to try is not to touch your hair too much, not to disturb the gel cast that is in place that is not only giving you that crunchy wet look, but that also has a lot of shine. Now, that being said, if you want a little bit more movement, then you can go ahead and apply an oil over top, something really shiny. This is one that's really good and good in humidity, especially for that high shine look. It's the ColorWOW Pop and Lock. It actually has glitter in it, so it looks really glossy, really shiny, really luxurious. Like, I don't know if you can tell, super reflective, but I would be really, really careful with applying this because you don't want to fluff up the hair. You don't want to break the mold that the gel has created. Just make sure that you remove all your clips. And this, my friends, is it. Now, it's not the complete look. I need jewelry. One moment, please. Not me just throwing on an earring and calling this look complete. But this is the finished day one, very fresh, wet, but dry look. She is sleek, she is chic. I will show you her when I'm ready to go to sleep. I'll see you in a few. Now, this is my hair on day 2. Wait a minute, you might be wondering, Mel, how did we get here? Well, it was the night before and I have two options for you. One option, we're going to use a scarf. Now, this is great if you have a large square scarf, and this is going to especially enhance the flatness of the hair shape. Now, there's not much for me to say, so I'm just gonna let you watch. I do this twice so you can see how nice. Now, in the odd chance that you don't have a scarf and you have a bonnet instead, and that's your preferred method, I will say that this is worst case scenario and that it still works. So this is how I'm going to sleep, just so you can still see how well this lasts. The most important thing is that you apply this upright. Stay upright and you've done it right. This is what I look like in the morning. Morning-ish. I never said I was a morning person. And that's how we got here. Now that we're all caught up to speed, let's do some day 2 refreshing. This is my comfort sweater. Hold on, my mic. This is my comfort sweater. This morning, my brother thought I was wearing a towel. He was also delusional, but he saw wet hair. He thought this was a towel. I think that just says that this look slays. It's definitely holding up on day 2, but there are a few things that we can do. The number one thing that we can see is that some of these little, hold on, I tucked them behind my ear now, but some of these little tendrils, I mean, now they're looking a little wonky, maybe a little silly. It's natural that the hair is going to be a little bit more squashed today, now that you have slept on it, hopefully comfortably. And it might look a little bit softer. It might not have as much of that wet look, but still a lot of control. That's really gonna come down to what type of gel you used. As you can see, mine still has a lot of shine. Honestly, this is a holy grail for me. Right now, she's unbeatable. So now what I could do is add some more of that shiny serum or any hair oil that you have, just to give a little bit more of that sheen to the hair. Or I would recommend dressing this look up with some accessories. It's a great time to make use of hair that is flat, because you can actually fit into a hat. What am I, the cat? I love that freaking animal. Not just cats. I never was a cat person until later on in life. Now I truly appreciate them because they just do their own thing. They're independent women. Yes, all cats are women. That's just a fact. Anyways, tell me you also feel that way. Now what I really love is this whole bang section is totally removable. Like I could pull this forward because I styled this section completely separate from the rest of my head. Right? I could pull that forward for a little detail there. I'm sorry. We have a look. And you can even keep things really simple and cute with a headband. Adds a little more volume and a silhouette to your head, you know? I'm a huge advocate for keeping things simple if I don't have to do too much. And so on this day 2, that's what we're gonna do. But I'll be back with day 3, where we may have to do a little more styling. Hello. Now allow me on day 3 to remind you that there is no competition to see who can go the longest without washing their hair. It's not a competition because I'm obviously winning it. I'm kidding. I don't even want to be in the running because one of the worst things that you can do for scalp health and hair health in general is to neglect your scalp. So if at this point you are just like this profusely itching, I would definitely recommend that you shampoo and stop bitching, and then I will. But if you are the same breed as me, we are going to continue styling for just one more day. We're going to remove the jewelry and pick up something serum-y. I'm using this serum again because I've already been using it, and glitter is always better. We are going to fluff out this hair just a little bit, just to match the hair's energy and the natural course that it has been taking. For reference, before I do that, this is the day 3. And so if I start lifting up my layers, because they have been so compressed, like this hair looks fried, dyed, and laid to the side. It does not look healthy. Well, not that it doesn't look healthy, it's just not bouncy. And so that's why I'm specifically gonna do something with these layers on this day 3. So let's take our serum, smooth, and now I'm looking to kind of break up the cast a little bit. Technically, if you don't like using a lot of oils and serums on your hair, you don't have to do this, but you might notice that you're gonna get more flaking from your gel depending on the type of gel that you used. Some gels, when you break up their shape, do leave a little bit of a flake, and so the oil does help to kind of mitigate that. But you could also use some water or do this in front of your steamer. You can use your facial steamer. That'll also help to kind of reactivate the gel, softening it. And that way you can kind of restyle the hair, but that might affect your hold. and also welcome a lot more frizz, I still want to work with this contained look that we worked so hard to achieve. See, this was so easy to create because we styled the hair in sections. I didn't have to go in and break apart where these kind of curl clumps are, which might lead to frizz and not give, you know, that chic, sleek look that we were going for. I just easily picked up the pieces I wanted to put in the pony, did a little half bun with my ends sticking up. As simple as that. I really don't think you have to overdo it. I absolutely love how this looks. And right when I start to hate how this feels, I will wash out this style and probably go back to my natural, fluffy, voluminous hair state. Because while we didn't really use any heat to achieve this look, I did still manipulate the curls and really slick them down into place. And I wouldn't want to make a habit of that. You don't want to make a habit of doing any hairstyle too many times repeatedly, unless you're embracing your hair as it is, perhaps naturally curly. That being said, I still consider this a pretty low manipulation look. I do really love it, and I'm pleased to report that it lasted me throughout rainy days. So take this as your sign to embrace that wet look. And if I have inspired you to try this look, please let me see it. I want to see it. Whether that be on your Instagram stories or your feed, I would love if you tagged me. If I've also inspired you to try any of these products or you'd like to learn more about them, I'm gonna have all the links to the products in the description box below, as well as some other videos you might wanna watch next for more wet look tips. And then while you're down there, give this video a like and leave a comment. Let me know if you wanna see anything else from me. And until next week, I've got a pretty fun video planned for my astrology girlies. Sorry, not just girlies, curlies. I'm gonna go. Peace. I'm just can't. Oh my God, it's 12. When the fuck did that happen? It's on. Hello, 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 hello. I can't see. I don't know. I don't know if it's recording. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm good.